Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Haven't been doing a live stream in a long time, so I'm excited to be here. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be drawing. Today we're going to be doodling, sketching, all of the above. And I'm super excited to be here because we're going to be drawing some faces, some bodies. I'm just going to go over the basics. It's weird because I prepared, but in my head, I usually just prepare everything and I almost like do a live stream. Like I do the whole live stream before I actually go live, where like I do the thing and it's like, okay, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this. And then I go live and just redo it. This time, no. I'm just jumping straight to it, which is okay. I think we can do it. So it's going to be sporadic, and hopefully there's not a lot of glitches. But let me share an agenda for today. We're going to be drawing faces, bodies, and a scene. Just the basics of how I draw faces, how I draw bodies, and I'm going to show you also like some of the stuff that I've been making lately. That so you get an idea of like where is this all coming from, um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now there is a chat here, so we're doing it live, baby. Love you, man. So if there's people here on the chat. So if you're there, just go and say hi without doxing yourself. Just say a little bit about where you're from. If you want to say like a what country, want to say GM, good morning, good night, or whatever in your language, that will be pretty cool. And if you have questions, I'll be back and just like go to the what do you call that, the chat, and I'll try to see it and I'll try to answer your questions. Okay, so just go there. And today we're going to be trying this with a camera. It's pretty much just a webcam. I need to get a better setup for this. So the quality of this, it's not so great, but hopefully, oh my God, it's not even. I think we need to, focus here. Focus here. There you go. There you go. So this is where we're going to be drawing. So I'm hoping that this is not going to give us a lot of trouble. I'll potentially improve my setup in this camera. So because right now it's just a Logitech camera, but I think it's going to do the job for now. So it's going to move a little bit because the tripod is glued to the table, but it's okay. Just a little bit shaky, you know. So yeah, like as I was telling you, today we're going to be drawing faces, bodies, and a scene. So just going over the basics, and I'm actually going to show you some of the stuff that I've been lately drawing, and this gives you an idea of like what I do. Like for example, these bodies, like these very fluid shapes. I'll try to just like show you how I get this to work really quickly, and also just like show you like the proportions of the, like for example, this is a template that I've been using for new drawings that I've been making, that is called for a new art project that I've been working on, that is called HumanKind. So these are like kind of the proportions I've been working on. They keep changing though, because like these proportions are not the same as these, as you can see, but it's just like the basics of it. And yeah, so for example, I've been doing drawings like this, where just like the characters are like just like almost following the same proportions, but also sometimes I do them a little bit more kid-like. And I think today we're going to be doing more like this, that are still, they're a little bit more childish, I guess, more like a kid, and just like with a big head. I don't know if you can see this, like how the proportions of the head are pretty big. Look at the head of this character. And that's usually the case with younger younger characters, and usually their bodies are a little bit small, but their head is still big, so they make them look a little more cartoonish. So that's, and also I'm going to explore just like A with the same proportions, like how can we also draw like a roboto, like a robot that has like boxy proportions, but still I think it's going to look similar to that. This is, for example, a drawing that I just made, and this tells you the proportions of the in the world of the humankinds. Like the proportions of the characters, but also compared to other characters in the world, which is like a monsters and wizards and robots and other stuff. So yeah, and here it's another example. Just big head. Look at the gigantic head and the small body. That's kind of what we're going to be trying to do. But before we jump into the bodies, we're going to first just draw some faces. So let me just right now I'm using an iPad Pro with an Apple. Oh, sometimes it doesn't work. With an Apple Pencil, and I'm using Procreate is a program, and Procreate has these brushes that is called sketching. So I'm using default sketching brushes, the 6B pencil. That's what I'm going to be using today. Usually I use another one that is called, like, it's kind of like an inking one that is like very strong and just like also very fluid, how the strength, sorry, the width of the stroke is depending on the how much pressure I put in the pencil. I really love that brush because like it makes a pretty messy result. You know, I love how fluid and organic it makes it. That's for my style, but for today we're just going to be sketching. So I'm just going to use, if you want to follow along on Procreate, or I don't know, with a pencil at home, a pencil and a piece of paper, you should be able to do the same stuff. It's just going to be just like a pencil here. So it should all be good, baby. I'm going to uh, augment the opacity of this. Perfect. So yeah, so I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to hide this little guy here. I'm going to try to adjust the camera here because I want to be able to draw in a position that I feel comfortable and I feel, yeah, and but also the microphone. I want the voice to be here. So I'm going to just draw. I usually just start with the head. I usually just start with a circle, and then you've probably seen this in other tutorials. Just like a line that is going to be the center of my the face of my character. This could be. I'm going to actually do multiples of this. I'm going to just put this one here, and I'm going to just draw. Oh my god! Now you're seeing that I'm not a very good drawer. You're seeing that my drawing skills are limited, but that doesn't stop me, and it shouldn't stop you either. You know, it shouldn't stop you from trying and learning and just like doing doodles that are not perfect, because at the end, that's how you learn. That's how you get better, right? So, like I was saying, usually I start with a line in the center, and I'm going to do this where the line is actually, I don't know if you're already seeing it. Looking to the left, looking to the right, and looking to the center. And then usually try to add a line almost in the center, not in the center, just a little bit below the center. So something around here, something around here, something around here. There you go. So you see how I'm following the this. Perhaps this should also be like this. Uh, and I'm using just like the following the shape. Ooh, sorry about that. Let me change this, my eraser, to be just like this. It should follow uh, the width of the sphere around there. There you go. I like it. So now I have those guides, and with those guides, I can start putting the eyes. I usually my drawings have the eyes pretty separated, so you see how pretty separated. I usually just put a couple of dots, but if you want to, you can just like do more of more something like this, and maybe the eyes are a little bit bigger, you know. Uh, 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 Hopefully yours don't look as creepy as mine. But yeah, you can go realistic if you want to, but the guides will help you still. Usually that, and then the center here, kind of like where these two meet, that's where I put my nose, just a little bit lower than that. Usually just a little button like this, just a little button. Look at that little button, cute button. And then the mouth, usually just in the middle too. Just let's put a just a happy little smile around there. There you go. And now you can just put the what I call these the eyebrows. And the eyebrows can just like actually give you different so many different emotions because it can be just normal. Hey, what's up? But it can just be like, hey, it's planning something, you know? And maybe it's kind of like mad or well, with the smile there, it almost feels like evil, you know, just like pointing them down, pow, pow, pointing them up, just in a little curve. They look friendly. Just a straight one, it almost feels like it could be depending with the combination of the mouth. It could be I don't know. It could be a confused or, but here it looks like it's planning something. It's being kind of like, yo, I know, I got it. I know what's going on. This person knows something that we don't know. So okay, so there you go. We have our basics of where the different elements are, and now the other elements that we want to put is, for example, oops, I want to put a the uh, the uh, the ears. The ears I usually put them just somewhere around. So yeah, another thing that I usually do is I put another two lines. So two more lines, just like this. These two more lines will give you something else. This line will give you the edge of the hair, and this will tell you where the mouth is. So we already have that, so that's okay. But here is going to be helpful to have this. But also this helps us like a know where the limits of our ear are. So the ear, this one is going to be around here, just a little circle. I'm going to put it around here too, just like centered to the eyes. And your character could be the ears could be small, could be a little bit bigger. You decide that. Your character, or let the character decide that. The character will find itself as you're drawing, as you're sketching more and more. Slowly, you're going to see that the character is going to tell you: does it have a mean demeanor? Is the nose a little just a button, or is it a little bit bigger, or does it not have a nose? You know, just allow yourself to do those kinds of explorations. Now, another thing that I like doing, it's you could just like stop there. Just the circle looks cute, but if you want to, you could also add a little bit of what I call these cheeks. Cheeks, is that what you call these? And just around here where the center starts, just like you can add another curve, and this just gives it just a little bit of and more since these characters are more like kid-like, this gives it just a little bit of a cheek, you know. It looks a little bit chubby, a little bit friendlier, rounder, and there you go. You can like play around with this. Like you could also even just like make it more pointy here, and if it's more pointy, it could be more refined. It could be more like a I don't know, like an evil character. You can also make the circle just a little bit thinner, and it could be a person that has a more refined face. But for now, we're just doing this. Just doing the basic look of the HumanKinds, the new art project that I'm doing. This is kind of like what I'm doing. And by the way, you can just keep drawing until you get it. Don't overstress about like, oh man, like I didn't get it. Erase. No, I failed. No. Keep trying to keep doing it. And actually look how like the shape starts forming itself. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One trick that I love doing, let me just merge this because I did two layers. One trick that I love doing is selecting this, and this is on Procreate. Maybe for those who are on paper, you're not going to be able to do this, but I like flipping horizontal. Flipping horizontal. Why? Because our eyes trick us. Our eyes trick us into thinking that it looks right. But then once you flip it horizontal, you start seeing distorted things. For example, here, Oh my God, this looks distorted. I don't know why, but my eye didn't catch that. Like, look, like, oh my God, something is weird here. For example, this is not a line, you know? It's so weird how sometimes when you start, like, when you do something like that, you start catching all the things that are not great on your design that could be improved. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I was looking for. All the opportunities that are there. Your drawing is telling you, come on, give me a little bit of help. For example, this one, I'm going to enjoy the privilege of having Procreate, and I'm actually going to use this, distort. I'm going to distort it just a little bit. See, now it looks a little more natural. So weird. This one also, if I wanted to, I think I already kind of fixed it, but I could distort it just a tiny bit. It feels more aligned now, I think. But I don't know. But my eyes might be tricking me here too. So now let's flip it horizontal again. And yeah, there you go. It looks okay. It looks good. So there you go. So it's a good trick that I usually like doing. Just flipping horizontal. That will show me the things that I wasn't looking at because of an optical illusion there. Uh, uh, uh. So there you go. Now we have this. La 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 around there. Now we have the sketch. We can start adding, remember the hairline? We can start adding here. I like adding just like you can do, I'm going to do different hairs, okay? I'm going to do this one that is a little bit curly. So then just following along the lines, you can just like start doing this. There you go. And then fill it up if you want to. I'm not going to fill it up for now. But here, for example, here, right here, this is where the line of the hair starts. You can do something like this, for example. Maybe it's a long hair. So it's a character with a long hair like this, and maybe it goes like that, and then it goes like that. There you go. There you go. And maybe this one has a mohawk. This line is very useful for the mohawk because then it tells me where the center is. And now I can do a little circle here. Maybe it has a mohawk that is going all the way here. There you go. How cool is that? So let those lines, those guys that you created, guide you on where the head, the line of your hair starts. Actually, I'm seeing here that potentially we could have gone a little bit lower, actually. Let's go a little bit lower. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I think we could go a little bit lower with this character. There you go. There you go. The line of this is around there. And there you go. We have sketches. We have learned how to do the basics. Now, if we wanted to, let's go ahead and just like do different expressions. I'm just going to do a basic circle. I'm going to just create a new layer here. Just going to, if you want to, just create a circle. I like it. Let's flip it horizontal to see if we actually like it. Around there, and well, let's flip it horizontal again. I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicate it. No, I don't know what happened. There you go. Let me distort it just a tiny bit, and let me duplicate it, just so to create multiple expressions. Okay. I'm going to just merge it, merge down. Now we have two circles that are just one layer. Now I'm going to duplicate it again. I know, you must be, Pablo, this is boring. You're just duplicating layers. Well, yeah, but we're going to be having so much fun with these layers. So don't you worry. Be patient, my friend. Now we have, look at that, it duplicated. Now we have 8 layers. Beautiful. We have 8 little circles, sorry. 8 little circles that we're going to be putting expressions on them. Let's add just one last row. Duplicate. Let's put it right here. There you go. Now we have a grid of 10 circles for 10 different expressions. So I should have done this. Oh my God. But it's okay. We can do it here. So we have our circles. I'm going to just add in a new layer. I'm going to add my expressions. So it just as we were doing before, I Actually, I'm going to just do it really quickly in another layer as we are doing. Just super quickly. Just super quickly. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. There you go. See, and we're looking at different places. This one is looking up. This one is looking down. This one is looking up too. It's cool. So now, another layer. I'm going to reduce the opacity of this just so it's a guide, but I don't need it at 100%. So let's do one, just a simple one, just a simple expression, little button for our nose, and then there you go. We have a nice character right there. Now let's do it a little bit scared. So when you're scared, you open your eyes really big. You're like, oh my God. So, and maybe the mouth is also like really like, it almost looks like that painting of the Scream, like this. And when that happens, also the head also stretches, So then the head should be almost something like this. There you go. So you see just the big circles. Our button stays in the almost in the same place, but it goes down, and then just a big like a circle for our mouth. And I'm going to actually add something here. I'm going to add a little bit of with white. Just going to add this just so we can look at it. There you go. Look at that. How cool is that? Let's go back. Another expression. Maybe this one it's a little bit like planning, scheming. So just as we were doing before, it's almost like, and it's looking to the sides, And when you're scheming, you know something, that little smile, that little smirk knows something, knows that knows some alpha, knows some information that we don't know. And this character is like, yo, you don't even know where you're going. So you see this? I only did it with a line, and then the eyes and the eyebrow are really close together, just a little bit smile. But the smile, I do it to the side. I didn't do it here. It could have been there, but see how when it's almost like this on the side, it's almost like, you're smirking. So it's a different kind of smile. So let's do one of the character that is kind of like tired, So the eyes are kind of like down, and then maybe it is like this, and then just like that. See how, again, just similar to this, where it's just a line, but it's this one is the eyebrow, but this one is the eyelid. The eyelid is just a line, just a little line, and and the eye, the pupil, is it's close together. It's only half of it. Why? Because the eyes are closed, are semi-closed, and then the mouth is all the way down. It's like, oh, tired. Let's do another one where our character is mad. It's really mad. So maybe it's even pointing. The nose, the little button is pointing up. And then the mouth is like this, And then it's showing its teeth like, no. And here's where it gets really interesting. Here, pointed down, and then you could even do this. And see how the eyes are pretty close together. That tells you that it's like super focused in a person or something, and something that is bothering this person. It's like, So that's why they're almost like, it almost has crossed eyes, but it looks good because its focus is like, there's something here that I don't like. So, and again, it's showing more of what is this, the cornea? I don't know. The white part of the eye. It's showing the white part of the eye because it's like, it's just like the eyes get super big, but it's also, they get like semi-closed because the eyebrows are like pointing, it's all like squished together. And see how it's going to, like, these teeth are going to explode because there's so much strength, there's so much anger. That's what's going on here. So hopefully it was all a misunderstanding, and this person is going to be like this after one. It's going to be like, I'm sorry. That was a misunderstanding. Now, we have this character that's looking up. So it's looking up, so we want our button nose to be looking up too, you know? So, and what if it's laughing, you know? It is like LOL, you know? It's laughing out loud. It's even just like crying, you know? Where like see how I'm going to do a couple of tricks here. I'm going to show you. So big, oops, I undid. I don't know why. Big smile, big circle. There you go. Look at that. That's a big smile. Oh my God, something happened there. It's not. Well, I'm just going to close it like this. You know, it's a big smile. It's just like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. It's potentially even grabbing its belly, where it's like, oh my God, you know, and it's like this. Oh, and now see how the eyebrows are like this? The eyebrows are like the opposite of like a happy eyebrow. You know, happy eyebrows are just like arcs that are pointing up. This one, the the eyes are like this, and the eyebrows are pointing down. They're like bent downwards. Why? Because it's kind of like in pain. When you laugh too much, it kind of hurts. So it's like, oh, stop it, you know. So, but we could change those eyebrows to be more like this, you know, and these are more joyful, you know. Ah, ha, 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 ha. But when it's like this, it's almost like, oh my God, this, please stop. Please stop. I'm going to die of so much laughter. Those two, just by changing that, just by changing the direction of this, the expressions changes so much. It tells you many different things about what's happening, right? So just see how little details like that can change totally the story that you're telling. Now, let's do another one. And this one, maybe it's almost like suspicious. It's like, oh, is that what I think it is? You know, the mouth is just a little bit open. It's looking down. There's something going on. There's potentially, maybe it is, you know, like in Pulp Fiction. Maybe it's just opening the briefcase. You know, the briefcase is being open, and you can only see the glow of the briefcase. So it's kind of like a surprised, I cannot believe what I'm looking at kind of face. Let's point the eyes a little bit lower, just around here. Oh my God. What is your theory? What do you think is in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction? You know, every time they open the briefcase, they have a face like this, but you never get to see what is inside. And it always like glows. There's a little gold glow. I don't know if it's gold, but there's a glow always. So there's a lot of theories around what it is. But I want to think that it's just something really beautiful. Maybe it's a really rare Roboto. It's a really rare NFT, and it's like, oh my God, looks rare. That's the expression right there. Let's do two more to go, two more expressions. Let me see if someone in the chat has said anything. Let me just change here to just me. Oh my head, my hair. Oh my God, I should have done something with my hair before here. Why are you using? I just got back and missed it. Those faces. Vincent Vega without hair. Yeah. Funny process. So interesting to watch the grip. Really loving the art of humankind. Okay, cool. So I was wondering if you had made any suggestions, but you didn't. So let's do another one. Maybe this one has three eyes. You know, we have the line here, and we can use the line to do a little alien with three eyes. Just a happy alien, you know? Maybe the alien has like ears like this. Show me to your leader. Why do aliens speak like 50s robots? Yeah, is it an alien or is it a robot? What is going on here? Okay, so something like this. Maybe it has just little pointy, like spikes. just a cool little alien. Now let's do one more. So many expressions that we could be exploring, and I'm already like, I don't know what to do. Let's do one where it's crying, that is sad. Sadness is one of the biggest expressions we have. So you see how these are the opposite of this. This is happy, this can be sad or concerned. So that's what we're doing here. It's a little bit concerned, it's a little bit sad. And we can go just like this, just upside down frown, or we could just like make it a more open, and now it's really crying. So you can explore those kinds of things. Let me just do it just a little bit sad, you know, just around there. Sadness. So important to recognize when we're sad, right? This one is going to be sleepy. See how it's the same eyes, but now that we change the expression here on the mouth, it's almost like it's zen, it's calm. And it can still be like this, you know? It can still be almost the same eyebrows. Very similar. It's very similar expression, this and this. But this one is looking down and it has a frown. And this one, just by having this, then it tells you that there's an internal conflict that is dealing with, and this person is handling it. It's going through the process, and it's okay. It says like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with all this stuff. It's part of life, and let's keep going, you know. So there you go. Different expressions. Look at all these expressions. All this with just a circle, just a cross in the middle, and that will help you. Obviously, these are not realistic expressions. These are more like cartoonish expressions. And with the cartoonish expressions, you can just like get away with it, do it with just this kind of guide. If that's all you're looking for, you got it. There you go. Look at this. Maybe this one has a little bun here. Yeah. This one potentially is more like emo. So so it's the hair is more like this, you know. And then maybe this one it's the hair is a little bit pointy, you know. It's like, whoa. Maybe this one, the hat. You know, just like left this left his head. It's like, what? Let's put a little bit of hair here. That's so cool. I don't know. I like to think that these characters are alive, and they have their own stories that they want to tell us. They have a life that they want to share with us, even when they're tired. What if we put a little sleeping cap? You know? Just a sleeping cap is ready to go to sleep. It's ready to go to the Mimi. That's how we say, well, that's how I say it. That's how I've been saying for a long time, going to sleep. Voy a la Mimi. I want to think that's a Mexican thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a. Now I'm obsessing with this little dude. This fella, this person. You know, just the polka dots. It's a cute little hat. There you go. And maybe this one that is mad. What should we do? You know, it's so mad. It's just like that. Okay, cool. So we have expressions. Now let's move on to bodies really quickly. We have gone already 40 minutes. And actually, before we move to bodies, let's just go back to what we learned. What did we learn? We learned to start with a circle. Just circle, maybe oval. It could be squished like this. This is how I like them. But it can be elongated. Like it doesn't have to be like that. It can be like this. It can be like this. It can be a little bit more triangular. It can be more like this even. And then as long as you apply the rules to it, it's gonna look fine. You know? Look at that. The initial face can be whatever shape you want it to be. It can be also a little bit more square. You know? And look at that. Now you have a pretty diverse kind of characters here. You're going to be like, nobody has a face like that, Pablo. Oh, believe me, once you start putting hair in it, yeah, it does look like a character. Once you start putting stuff like this, there's people that have faces like this. So we all are somehow different. So exploring different shapes like that will give you a very diverse kind of characters. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? They all have very similar hair, but obviously you can make them long hair too. Maybe really long, but it's pointing up hair. You know, just always try to challenge yourself. Once you do something, say, "How? What else can I do?" You're going to be like, you're going to surprise yourself of all the stuff that you can do. You're going to be like, that Pablo. That Pablo telling me to try different things. Who does it think he is? Okay, now I'm very obsessed with this. But I was trying to show that we start with a simple shape. We did mostly just a circle. But it could be also an oval, it could be a triangle pointing up, triangle pointing down, a square. Just try different things. And then as long as you put this cross in the middle, and then you put the two dots, a little button, and a smile, it's gonna look like a face. And people are going to be like, oh my God, that's cute. So yeah, that's what we learn. Now, let's move on to doing bodies. And I'm going to show you just a simple technique that I use. Again, we usually start with the head. And then from there, I start with, depending on the size of the body, I make it like a tube, you know, like this, you know, like a roll of paper, you know, just like that. This is the shape that I usually use for the body, and again, this is because I usually go with cartoons, so I just go with a tooth, and it can be like that. It can be like this, you know. It could be just a straight, you know. But for this one, let's go in and let's make it straight, just so we keep it simple in the beginning. Da 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 da. And again, the character that I'm doing, has a big head, so the body is not as big as it's almost as big as the head, you know. But even the width of it, the head is a little bit wider. You see that? And that's because of like what I'm doing now. But then after that, then we start adding the different things that we're going to need for the rest of it. So I add a couple of circles for the shoulders right here, mixing with the edge of our tube. And then also I add what will be almost like a semicircle, which will be the waist. And then I add another set of circles here. This is where the joints of the waist and the legs start. And then seriously, I just do lines. I just do lines. And then here on the head, I do this. I do this shape that is like starts like this. This is where the hand starts, and this is where the hand ends. So it can be like this, it can be like this, and then I put the what do you call these? The fingers. Oh my God. Did I just forget what do you call fingers? And you can even do it like this, where it's like a, you know, you start like that, and then this will tell you, like, will give you the basics once you start like actually drawing on top of it. And then after that, the the elbows, the elbows, the the knees. You know, something when I don't know what to call these, like when I forget the name, since English is my second language, I call them the leg elbows. So, oh my God, what is going on with this? Leg elbows. And then just like that. And then the feet, I will tell you this, I'll be honest. Usually I struggle with the feet. It's something that I'm still learning, and usually is like this. This is looking to the front and this is looking to the side. So there you go. We could potentially move this just a tiny bit here and add just a little bit of neck, you know? Maybe there's a neck here. There you go. We have we have the basics of our character. And this is usually what I usually do, like with the rest of my drawings. I just like follow that those same principles. Go away. So let me just draw more skeletons. So maybe like this, and then let's do the roll here, and the roll is like this, and then there's a waist, and then we have our shoulders, and then maybe it is like this, you know. See how just by doing this, it allows me to be pretty free with my poses. Maybe the head should be a little bit bigger because we're doing just to follow the proportions of this character around there. So now we have a very normal position and a crazy one. So let's do, yeah, let me do the head just a tiny bit bigger. I think it should be around there. There you go. Just so it's the same, almost the same as this, you know? Yeah. There you go. Okay, cool. So now we have our sketch of our skeleton. And now, and before I do that, let me just add that line that we need to put the expression. Let me just put it here in the center. Oh man, have we been out of focus all this time? I'm sorry if that's been happening. It's just, but we can see it here. Let me just, there you go. We have a crazy position and a normal one. We're going to use this as a base. I'm going to reduce the opacity, and I'm just going to start drawing on top of it. And maybe it has just a, maybe it just has a t-shirt. It's a character with a t-shirt. Well, we'll get to the t-shirt in a second. Just like that. There you go. There you go. There you go. This is still, by the way, like, don't treat this as the final one. I will treat this still as my sketch, you know, still have like the freedom to experiment and just like play around with the shapes of your character here, you know, just like just to start using this as a guide, but then still just understand that you're still going through the process of this character is defining itself, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay. You know? Big shoes, something like this. There you go. And then this one, actually, I'm going to do something different. This one is going to be, I'm going to do a big square face. So this one is going to be a robot, a roboto. You know, it has something here, has an antenna here, and then it has, potentially has arms like this, you know, and then a very boxy, oops, body like this. Maybe it has a panel with a drum pad in the center, because this roboto likes to party. and then perhaps it's a robot with exposed wrist. What do you say? And then it has its metallic legs like this. A robot. Beep boop. There you go. Something like that. And see, even when it's a robot, we can still get pretty fluid poses. And instead of that, we're going to do a clamp. I don't know who said, yeah, robots will have clamps for hands. I think I was inspired by old TV shows and old cartoons where robot hands are usually just clamps, and it's like the most impractical thing that they could have. It's almost like the creators were like, "Yeah, I'm too afraid of you. I don't want to give you too many abilities, so I'm just going to give you clam hands. So if you want to take over the world, it's going to be hard with your clam hands." you know, I think that was the purpose. Okay, cool. So that's a pretty simple. Oh my god. The length of the arms of this character is so long. Oh my god. I would say that it's really, these arms are too long. So usually I would say free form. It should be around here. There you go. I mean, another trick could be that I actually just make the legs a little bit longer too, and then now it feels more proportionate. But you get the idea. You get the idea, right? Around there. Okay, so that's it. Then from here, you go ahead and now you should just reduce the opacity of this, and now this will be the inking. This is where I actually start like doing it how I try to make it a little bit better. You know, the proportions, the inking. This is what will people see. This is where people would judge me, and they will be like, "Pablo, you cannot draw. What is that?" I'll be like, "Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because it's there. I did it. But you did it wrong. Yeah, but I did it. It's better to do something even if it's wrong than not doing anything." That's going to be my answer, and they're going to be like, "No, Pablo. A lot of bad things in the world have happened because of that thing." You don't tell me what to do. It's going to be my reaction like a child. And yeah. Okay. Well, that's how you usually continue. Just keep doing this. I think we are almost out of time, so I want to see if there's any questions in the audience before we wrap this up. So I'll just jump there. And now I'm doing it quickly because of that. But you get the idea. Let me actually augment the opacity of this so we can still see it. And let me change this. And now I'm going to read your questions. If there are any questions, I'll try to answer them. And if not, we're just going to wrap this up. Okay, Mel is in the house. Melissa. Oh, so cool to see you here, Melissa. And Devilish Rascal. Loving this. Educational and meditative. So cute. Pablo giving alpha like elbows. Okay, so what pen are you using for this sketch? So the sketches, I was using the pencil, the 6B pencil. It's a default brush from Procreate. So that's what I've been using. What pen are you using? Usually I use a pen for my drawings from a set that is called Inktober. And this was released like 2 years ago, I think. and I've been using it for everything. I only use one brush for everything. It's kind of embarrassing. Uh, when like my actual drawings, usually use that one, and it's just like a very thick brush. But for my sketching, the one that I was using is 6B. Let me actually show it really quickly. Overhead camera. This is the one that I've been using. Hold on. Sketching. I go to the sketching category, and then here there's a ton of different ones for sketching, and this is the one that I usually use, the 6B. And I think I modified it a little bit. Let's go back here. Let's see what else is people saying. Plans to do an NFT collection for HumanKinds. It's I think I want to. It's weird. I want to do the opposite of what usually an NFT project is. Usually an NFT project is, hey, you do the collection, you do the minting, and then you have a roadmap and you make promises to people. On this one, I don't want to do any of that. This is just an art project, and I do want to do stuff, but I want to do that stuff first before an NFT collection even appears. I want the NFT part of it to be a consequence of this being successful in other ways. So if you can help me in other ways, I would love that. And then we can do an NFT. And when we do the NFT, it's going to be expensive. Really expensive. So expect that. That's the alpha for today. Plans to do an NFT collection. Beep Boop Paps. Disco Queen. Yes. The HumanKind project depends on your emotional stage when you draw it. My emotional stage. I've been going through some stuff, yeah. And I think HumanKind has been a way to use as a creative outlet. I still like draw on Robotos. I work with my team and different things. And HumanKind has been a way for me to just like do something different where it's it is in the NFT world only because like now in the NFT world I have a lot of followers and stuff, but it's not really about NFTs. It's really just me drawing and doodling, and hopefully that using it as a self-therapy. So yeah, a little bit of that. I like HumanKind as an art project first. Thank you, Satin. Can you give me some feedback suggestions on my portfolio side? Share it on my Twitter, and I'll try. I'll be honest, like I might not. Just because I have a lot of stuff on my plate. Will Botus get discount of this expensive NFT? Oh man. Can I ask you when HumanKind Discord will be open? I'm waiting. I'm waiting so much. Soon, yeah. I do want to do that, but I want to take it slow and just like, hey, with other creators, other artists. Well, or maybe not. It's just that my attention on Discord is I don't want to distract myself from on Discord from Robotos. At least not for now. My a lot of my efforts and everything is on Robotos, so and Discord is a huge one. So I wouldn't want to just create another Discord and not put attention to Robotos. So not very soon. Yeah. Can I ask you when human? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much. The art is the utility. I like that. Yeah. But it's kind of a paradox because art by itself shouldn't have utility. Art, if it's art, the more utility it has, the less art it is, the less of valuable art it should be. Art should just be by itself and have value by itself, and art and the artist should be one, the same story. That's kind of like my thinking. So no, like this is an art project wouldn't have any utility. It would just be art for collectors who appreciate that and who want to support the artist and who believe in this, and that like the piece tells them something. So once we get there, that will be cool. But I don't think I'm not in a rush to do that, and I'm not in a rush to put a collection that like it's really expensive and make money and run. It's not the intention. The intention is to create something that is meaningful. So, so yeah, let's take it slow. And at the same time, where utility is, it's in Robotos, and we have so much stuff that we're working on. Like, it's HumanKind is kind of like the opposite of what we're doing in Robotos. Robotos, we're really thinking about like functionality, about what you can do with these things. Like, hey, what does it mean to have these different traits? Do the traits give you different abilities? Does the NFT give you access to different things? Like with HumanKind, is the opposite of that. It's none of that. But with Robotos, it's really exciting to be working on the other things. Like we've been thinking about like how to create like a small economy in Robopolis, and how to incentivize like a marketplace, but a marketplace that is owned by people, or that is created by the people. It's it's so cool. Like, and my team is just like, I'm so lucky that I come with a crazy idea that is like, they're totally going to say, Paula, you're crazy, this is dumb, or it's too difficult. And they are like, okay, that's cool, but what if we do it this way? What about this way? And then we start nerding out about like how to do that crazy stuff, like how to create a store, and how to create a food truck, how to create a race, how to different things, how to create quests, like these things that is like, I don't know. I feel like a kid playing in Robotos. Anyway, too much stuff. HumanKind speaks to me in a very real way. Oh, right. That's really cool. How do you use dot shadows on HumanKind? That's for another video. I'll tell you about that. Thank you so much. Adiosito. Nos vemos pronto. Un besote. Bye-bye.